Hello, welcome to Retirement Ain't Easy. I'm your host, Chuck, and today's video is a journey in model making. As you know, if you follow this channel, one of my hobbies is putting together scale models. And I've been averaging, I started last June or July, I believe, 2024, and I've been averaging basically one model a month. So this video today is to highlight the completion of my most recent model. So today's video is covering one of my most recent model completions. I just completed it, I completed the model about 2 weeks ago maybe, and since that time, here we are, February 18th, 2025. I've been working on a diorama, something I've never actually done before. So first off, the model that I built. This is the Monogram Patton M48A2 Patton Tank from Monogram. I bought this at Hobby Lobby. If you're into scale modeling, you'll know that Hobby Lobby has like 50% off every other week on their models. So this was priced $26, but I really got it for like $13. So it's a great model to try out. Great beginner model. And if you mess it up, hey, it's $13. You just go buy another one. You know, wait 2 weeks and go buy another one. But the cool thing about this model, first off, it's rated level 4, which there's 5 levels here, and level 4 is basically 12 to plus ages. You need glue and paint, and there's about 120 pieces. This is a 1/35th scale model, level 4, but I wouldn't say it's a level 4. I'd say more it's a level 3-ish kind of, but it's a great model to put together. The cool thing about this model that I wanted to highlight was I built this model when I was 13 years old, long time ago. Actually, 50 years ago, I built this model. Wow. 50 years, 50-year anniversary of building this model. How about that? How about that video? And it was from Monogram back then as well. It was probably only like $3 back then in 1970, whatever. But I was just getting into models as a 13-year-old, and I built this tank. I built a armored personnel carrier that I'll probably get around to finding one of those and building it as well. I remember building a big jet, like a huge F-16 or whatever jet. The bad thing about these was all I ever had was the model and the glue, and that's all I had. I never had the paints to actually paint up the figures or paint up the model properly. Never had none of that. Number one, we could never find those kind of things back then. And number two, my parents were like, hey, you got the model and you got the glue. That's all you need, right? So that's what I got. So I rebuilt it today in January and finished it up at the end of January. I just wanted to highlight it, show it. And I also did one thing that I always wanted to do when I was a kid, and that was take this model, or the armored personnel carrier that I built as well, and make dioramas. I would see pictures. Actually, they used to have pictures on the boxes, side of the box, where they had taken the model and put it in some kind of diorama, you know, with trees and stuff like that. So I wanted to do that. I never got to do that. Again, didn't have the paints, didn't have the plaster, that kind of stuff. Didn't have access to that stuff. And if I did, my parents, they weren't going to buy that. So I built this model, and it came out, and I'm going to show pictures of this, but I wanted to show you the model first, like this. It's 1/35th scale. Comes with the tank commander and the tank driver here. You can see there. Also comes with some soldiers. I didn't want to add them. A guy with a flamethrower and a guy laying down on the ground shooting a gun. I didn't need that. I kind of have weathered this up, which is one thing I never got to do when I was a kid. Kind of make it look like it's been used in a dirty environment. And add some extra accessories to the back here. You know, they're carrying some stuff around, that kind of deal. So I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to go through the building of this right now and pop up some pictures on the screen, and then I'll come back. All right. So this is what comes in the box, all nice and plasticed up. And when you take it out, you usually need to make sure everything's there. Lots of stuff comes loose. And then you throw it in some water and some dish soap and you wash it. This is the parts that have been put together. The turret's been put together. The bottom half has been put together with all the wheels and stuff and ready to be fully assembled, I guess, is one way. I then put it together and painted it, and you can see here that there are no tracks on this yet. I was working on those and deciding what I wanted to do with the wheels and stuff. I hadn't decided what to do just yet as far as other things. And then I put the decals on. You can see I had the decals put on the front and the sides, and I did some painting on the side there where the shovel and pickaxe and things like that are. And this is the paint that I used to paint it. I used the USA dark green for the model, the tank, and then I've also used some of the olive drab and other stuff for the figures to paint them. And then the next step was to take all of this, put the tracks on, and then weather it to make it look like it was being used in a desert or a sandy area. So I got this weathering set from Hobby Lobby, not knowing what to expect, and so I weathered it, and it came out pretty damn good, I think. It looks nice and weathered, and oh, here's some more professional looking photos here. I got the tracks on there, I did some weathering to it, and I like the way it turned out. I could have never done this when I was a kid back in the day. So everything's nice and weathered, looks like it's come out of a sandy environment. And so I thought, well, what do I do now? And that's when I decided to do a diorama. And so I went down to Hobby Lobby and I got me some plaques and I built up a little area there with some newspaper and masking tape. And then from there, I used this plaster cloth stuff you can get from Hobby Lobby. And what it is just plaster that comes in sheets, and you just wipe it on there. You put it, dip it through water, and then you lay it on. It's about a 4 inch by 4 inch, 4 to 5 by 5 inch plaster cloth, and it turns out really well. It's a little messy though, so you got to be aware of that. But it turned out pretty good. I was impressed. You didn't have to mix anything; just dip it in water and place it on there. You can see this is a kind of the same stuff they use to put plaster on your arm if you break your arm. That's basically what it is. And then from there, I decided I was going to put some sand colored texture down. So I got this diorama FX stuff from Vallejo and used that and spread that all over. And it comes in like a yellowish sand color, uh, which was which I probably should have kept it the yellow sand, but it looks okay. It came out all right, the texture and everything. At the time, I could have put stuff on there, but I didn't. I let it go ahead and dry out before I did anything else with it. And so then I had some sand I got from Amazon, and basically the package was just ruptured, so I had to put it all into a bag like this. And then I've used this little salt shaker there to put it all in there, and then I shake it out onto the diorama, and then once it's shaken out, I would use this spray glue, which is pretty cool. You just put everything down and then you spray this over it, and it basically sticks everything to the surface. And so here we are with the base plate there. I put some sand down just to see how it would look, and I sprayed the glue on it, and I thought I need some more, so I sprayed some glue some more. And you can see the edges here where I need to clean that up as well. I was going to clean all of that up, so that's coming, but that's basically what it looked like. And then I decided, lesson in hindsight, to tape the sides so it wouldn't have any overrun. And so then I made sure I had some tank tracks there, make it look like, and then I was going to use some landscape rocks and some regular plastic rocks. Well, they're not really plastic, but kind of plastic rocks. And I put those on there to simulate kind of like a desert environment, I guess. Orange dirt there, and I got some old like little green things there to simulate some bushes, old sagebrush kind of stuff. So this is kind of like the finished product. I painted the edges black to kind of clean up all of that mess. This is looking one direction, and then I kind of flip it over and do it from the other direction with the rocks there and the built up that I did. And I placed the tank there and did some weathering on the tracks there to make it look a little bit more muddy. So here's some more pictures in front of the box that it came in. This is pretty much the final product. I've shown it to my kids and my grandson, and they thought it was pretty cool. And I enjoyed it. I learned quite a bit on how to do this stuff, and I'm happy. Okay, so there's my step-by-step kind of build, what I used. And also got into the diorama part there. I showed where I built the diorama part. I went to Hobby Lobby and bought all the pieces there. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on how to build dioramas and what to do. And I've taken some pictures of it and showing it here. But here's the final. You can look at it this way, like that. I've actually got it displayed like this. With the tank here, kind of on some tracks, pointed that direction. So there you go. Got a video of that too. I'm going to put on here. And again, this is a lot of little rocks and stuff, and this is built up with some newspaper underneath this little thing here, and some fake rocks and stuff. This is my first ever diorama, and I'm pleased. I'm pleased at how it came out. I learned a lot doing this. And so the next one, I don't know if I'm going to build a tank. I do have a tank in my list of stuff to do, but I also have a number of helicopters that I want to tackle as well. The Huey from Vietnam, and the Apache helicopter as well. Those models are on my list to do here coming in 2025. So I hope you enjoyed this video, giving you a glimpse of what I do in retirement. If I'm not doing this, building models and doing this kind of stuff, I'm making music. Check out my music channel, Chuck Sturgeon Music. If I'm not doing that, I'm reading books. I just got a new book to read. Came out in January. Going to be reading this while I'm at my mom's next week. I'm going to visit my mom in Mississippi, so I'll be reading that. I read comic books, collect comic books, and I work on my music. And that's me. Retirement ain't easy, but it beats working. Thanks for watching. If you like, hit the notification, the bell, and the little thing that goes like this, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.